皆様、本日はお忙しい中、G7 広島サミット開催記念フォーラムにご参加くださいまして、誠にありがとうございます。本日の司会を務めさせていただきます、叡啓大学の土本です。本日、喉を痛めておりまして、大変お聞き苦しい点がございますが、ご容赦いただければ幸いです。それでは早速、開会に先立ち、県立広島大学、国連平和大学両学長よりビデオによるご挨拶をいただきます。まず、県立広島大学森永努学長よりご挨拶いただきます。
皆さん、はじめまして。私は県立広島大学で学長をしております森永と申します。今回、本学大学院経営管理研究科 HBMS が主催いたします国際フォーラムの開催にあたりまして、一言ご挨拶申し上げます。本国際フォーラムは、平和と経営学を融合した平和経営学の樹立を目的としたものであります。皆様はご存知のように、来週19日からここ広島で G7 広島サミットが開催されます。世界の首脳が集まり、核のない平和な世界を構築するための話し合いが行われます。そこで我々のフォーラムでは、それに先立ちまして、フィンランド共和国、オウル市の文化財団 CEO、コスタリカ平和大学学長、長崎県立大学学長、並びに地域における人々の平和構築に関与されている事業推進者をお招きして、平和経営学を考える国際フォーラムを開催することにしました。フィンランドは国連が毎年発表しております世界幸福度ランキングで6年連続1位です。このランキングは1人当たりの GDP、社会保障制度、健康寿命、人生の選択における自由度などをもとに評価されていますが、幸福度は平和度とも言い換えることができるかもしれません。また、フィンランドのオール市は情報コミュニティに関する最新の評価査定では世界7位にランキングされている都市です。本フォーラムでは、平和度世界1位のフィンランドの国やオール市の事例を伺いながら、それぞれの立場で平和経営学を考える国際フォーラムにしたいと考えておりますので、どうかよろしくお願い申し上げます。
続き、国連平和大学ドクターフランシスコ・ロハス・アラベナ学長よりご挨拶いただきます。
Greetings. Thank you very much for inviting University for Peace to Memorial Forum for G7 Hiroshima Summit 2023. I am very pleased to collaborate with our important partner, Hiroshima Business and Management School of Hiroshima Prefectural University, and other institutions in Japan and Finland. We see the heritage of the COVID pandemic in all areas and the continuous conflict around the world, such as the dangerous situation between Russia and Ukraine, and in the Korean Peninsula with the use of nuclear weapons. To provide security, wealth, and sustainable growth, the multilateral approach is crucial. The government of the countries participating in the G7 summit should implement a strong diplomatic intervention with the support of local state organizations and experts. Their collective efforts beyond borders are extremely critical to achieve global peace. The University for Peace is committed to promoting the spirit of understanding, tolerance, peaceful coexistence, and through education. We train new leaders for peace. We empower the faculty members, students, alumni, and the UPeace community to create dialogue and work together to build peace. Without cooperation, there are no peace. There is no development. We need to create cooperation. International cooperation is key to overcoming the challenge, but also expanding the people initiative at the local level is fundamental. We should strengthen the unity for humanity to bring transformation. On behalf of the University for Peace, I would like to send my best wishes for the success of this event. I hope that your discussion can collect some great ideas to construct better society in the world in a stable situation and peace. If we want peace, we have to work for peace. I look forward to see you in person very soon. Thank you very much.
森永学長、アラベナ学長、ありがとうございました。続きまして、湯崎秀彦広島県知事よりビデオによるご祝辞をいただいております。
Hello everyone, I'm Hidehiko Yuzaki, the Governor of Hiroshima Prefecture. I'd like to congratulate you today on hosting the G7 Hiroshima Summit Commemorative Forum, Path to the Future, Local Commitment to Governmental Policies for Peace. Just as the world was emerging from the socio-economic turmoil caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, the Russian invasion of Ukraine occurred, leading to new chaos. The world is becoming increasingly unstable due to soaring energy prices, food shortages, and the rapidly increasing number of refugees. Subsequently, the business communities are hugely impacted as well. The question how the business communities should approach issues related to war and peace has become key to securing global stability in the future. Hiroshima Prefecture has hosted the Hiroshima Business Forum for Global Peace since 2013 to facilitate multifaceted discussions on the relationship between business and peace and to help the business community find ways to contribute to peace. Such discussions are indispensable in establishing a peaceful and sustainable global society. The 8th Hiroshima Business Forum for Global Peace held last month was another great success. Its central theme this year was International Society Economy in the wake of Ukraine invasion and contribution of business to peace. The participating business leaders and experts discussed the role of information-related companies in times of conflict and the weaponization of economics. Hiroshima Prefecture also places great importance on locally based building peace initiatives. In August 2020, the United Nations University for Peace and the Prefectural University of Hiroshima concluded a cooperation agreement to establish a new research area that fuses peace and business studies. Since then, they have been conducting researches aimed at resolving various social issues, and this year the partnership expanded to include the Oulu Foundation and Nagasaki Prefectural University. It is important not to leave building peace only to national governments, but to include and work with civil society, especially the business community. I'm very much looking forward to seeing the fruits of such collaborations. Combining knowledge from different fields, we can work together to face and tackle these challenges more effectively. I feel that there is an increasing need for an intersectional approach that seeks new ways of addressing social issues. Global peace is no exception. Global peace is often regarded as a topic limited to negotiations at international conferences, only accessible to a limited group of state officials and experts. However, when considering the future of the planet and humanity, nuclear weapons and war, just like global warming and pandemics, they are current and pressing matters which directly affect all of our survival and livelihoods. Peace is necessary in order to tackle the numerous economic and social challenges which require our direct engagement. For this reason, it's crucial that we advocate for peace in our day-to-day lives. By doing so, our voices will connect our communities and raise the powerful collective voice of civil society as a vehicle for change. In April of last year, Hiroshima Prefecture established the Global Alliance Sustainable Peace and Prosperity for All, or GASPA. It's a network of international citizens and non-governmental organizations which promotes discussions of nuclear weapons from the perspective of sustainability. GASPA also aims for nuclear weapons abolition to be included as one of the UN's next development goals. To this end, GASPA is currently networking with the international community, including the experts of the various academic fields. In the future, with the help of said experts, GASPA will publish policy papers and expand the discourse around this nuclear weapon and sustainability nexus. This advocacy will include lobbying state government officials to push this agenda within international negotiations for a global nuclear weapon-free sustainable future. In closing, I hope that today's forum will be fruitful and lead to many new ideas for peace initiatives starting at the local level. I would also like to wish for all of your good health and success and the further expansion of our collaborative building peace efforts. Thank you.
湯崎知事、ありがとうございました。それでは、開会の言葉を県立広島大学経営管理研究科、吉川成美が行います。
皆様、こんにちは。Buenas noches, Costa Rica. Hiva Homenta, Finland. 今、紹介に預かりました、県立広島大学の吉川成美です。本日はフィンランド、コスタリカ、日本、そして海外の各地からも100名を超える大変多くの皆様にご参加いただいております。皆様にお礼を申し上げます。ようこそいらっしゃいました。本学 HBMS は2020年8月、コスタリカ共和国の国連平和大学との協定をもとに、平和経営学プロジェクト研究センターを設立いたしました。ここでは、戦争や対立を前提としない平和、戦争の反対語ではない平和をベースに課題解決型マネジメントや持続可能なビジネスを構築することによって資源収奪型の開発や偏った資本主義を見直し、社会価値の高い事業や未来志向のビジネスをも対象にした MBA 教育の刷新と卓越化を追求しています。本日は国際平和の礎となる地域、ローカルベースの平和構築の重要性について、人々の身近な暮らしや生活に即したピースマネジメントのビジョンや地域参画に焦点を当てまして、まず第1部でフィンランドのオール文化財団、オール2026 CEO のピーア・ランタナ・コルホネンさんよりお話を伺います。そして基調講演に引き続きまして、市民参加型の平和構築につきまして、フィンランド、コスタリカ、広島の実践者よりその活動を中心にご紹介いたします。地域に根ざし、地域を超える平和構築について、 それぞれの立場から未来への提言へとつなげてまいりたいと思っております。そして最後に、同じ被爆地であり、国際平和都市である長崎県より、長崎県立大学学長、浅田和信学長先生より総括コメントも頂戴したいと考えております。フィンランドは国連の出すワールドハピネスレポートの幸福度ランキングで今年6年連続1位と発表されておりますが、この調査はカントリルラダーと呼ばれる世論調査を用いた統計学的な観点から幸福の要因を分析し説明しています。その要因というのは、当然のことながら1人当たりの国内総生産量 GDP、そして困った時に助けてくれる人がいるかどうか、社会的支援、そして日本でも注目される健康寿命、また人生の選択の自由度、そして寄付、チャリティーなどの有無でも示される他人への寛容さ、また最後に国政治への信頼を表す腐敗認識度、この6項目からの幸福の要因を分析しています。さて皆さんはこのような幸福で可能な限り自分の人生の最高の人生を10、最悪の人生を0として、自分の今どの人生のどの段階にあるかというのを評価できますでしょうか。皆様の身近な生活の満足度、個人の幸せがコミュニティ全体の幸せにつながっているでしょうか。幸福という概念のリテラシーが高いかどうか、これが未来の平和とも関連があると考えております。本日のフォーラムで皆さんに身近な平和構築について考えていただくきっかけになればと願っております。それではこれより G7 広島サミット開催記念未来への道のり平和政策に対する地域参画を開始いたします。最後までお付き合いいただきますようよろしくお願い申し上げます。
それでは、ただいまより基調講演に移ります。本日の基調講演は、フィンランドオール文化財団 CEO、ピーア・ランタラ・コルホネン様より、オール2026フィンランドヨーロピアンキャピタル・オブ・カルチャー・ピース・マシーンでお話しいただきます。ピーアさん、よろしくお願いいたします。
Yes, thank you. So I will first tell you some facts about city of Oulu so that you can better orientate in the subject. And I will also give you some basic information about Finnish school system because I see that as the basement for the collaboration with our schools. And I think that in childhood we see the basement for the peace-orientated civil society. And all the schools and Oulu Culture Foundation are part of City Group Oulu, and we share the same values and the city strategy. Next, please. Oulu is situated up in the north of Finland, but it's quite easy to reach by airplane and train from Helsinki. And Helsinki is well connected to Japan. Unfortunately, now the flight takes longer time than it used to be, but still it's quite nice way to come to Finland. And Finnair has routes for several Japanese cities, as you quite know well. Oulu is the 5th biggest city in Finland. In total, in Finland, we have only 5.5 million inhabitants, so we don't have any big metropolitans, but in Finland, a city with 210,000 inhabitants, it's still quite big. And Oulu is well known as a high-tech city, one of the important cities for Nokia. And we are also a quite young city if we consider our population. We have 2 universities, and there are about 20,000 students in our city. In Oulu, you can experience pure nature and real 4 seasons. Summers are light and warm, not too hot. In autumn, you can enjoy everyone's right and pick berries and mushrooms freely from the forest. In winter, Oulu is covered with snow which melts quickly in blooming light green spring, which we are now experiencing. Next, please. Just to let you know some concrete facts about the high-tech city Oulu. So there are about 3 billion users of mobile technology which is developed in Oulu. Nokia is not the only ICT company in our city. There are about 1,000 ICT companies with 20,000 employees in total numbers. Next. As has been already mentioned, Oulu will be the European Capital of Culture in 2026. Every year, European Union nominates 2 cities as European Capitals of Culture after national competitions. Oulu won the Finnish competition, and now we are preparing the final program for the European Capital of Culture year. Our main theme is cultural climate change. That means that we want to implement the cultural program in sustainable way. We have been testing sustainable solutions with a project called the Most Sustainable European Capital of Culture. Cultural climate change means also combining different kinds of expertise and reconnecting people with art, culture, and nature. We see culture as a strong tool in transforming our city more vibrant, creative, and balanced. A good and welcoming city for everyone. Our concept of culture is broad. It covers all phenomena which people feel important for them, from local food to sports and arts and everything between. The main idea is to make culture together with the citizens, not only for them. The cultural program will be organized under sub-themes: Wild City, Brave Hinterland, and Cool Contrasts. Next, please. In Finland, each child has right to attend preschool for 1 year in the year prior to starting basic education. The objective of basic education in Finland is to support pupils' growth toward humanity and ethically responsible membership of society, and to provide them with the knowledge and skills needed in the life. Pre-primary education starts 1 year before basic education at the age of 6. Basic education lasts for 9 years, and it is for youngsters between 7 and 15. Basic education is provided in a single structure system, and all the kids go to the same schools. There is no separating according to the social economic situation of the families. All study materials, school meals, and school healthcare are free. After basic education, pupils choose either upper secondary school or vocational education. And it is municipalities which are responsible for arranging education for all from 6 to 18 years old living in a municipality. All young people must study until they graduate or reach the age of 18. Next, please. Peace education in our schools, it's written also in our curriculum. This means that schools support the pupils' growth into humanity, which is characterized by striving for truth, goodness, and beauty, as well as justice and peace. In growing into humanity, tensions between opinions are inevitable. Children need skills to deal with these contradictions ethically, and the courage to defend what is good. In everyday life, this means that pupils are supported to learn skills to disagree without conflicts. Next, please. We see culture as a very strong tool in peace education. Children are today surrounded by media more than ever before. Too many games and movies are about fighting and killing. The game industry should be aware of its responsibility, how the games impact in children. Parents and teachers should take care that the content which the children meet in media are suitable for them. There is versatile offer of literature, movies and other cultural offer which can support the peace education of children. For example, Finnish author and artist Tove Jansson, which you know as the mother of Moomin, was a pacifist, which can be seen in her Moomin books too. Next, please. And then we come to the Oulu 2026 Peace Machine, which is the main flagship of our cultural program. When the war started a year ago in Europe, we turned the machine on. Peace is not only the absence of war. Peace is a trustful, sharing and caring cultural climate. At the end of the long bidding process in spring 21, there were already signs of conflict in the air in Europe. The old Nokia slogan from 1990s was connecting people, but we saw all the negative impacts which the smartphones and all other technical devices were used for. At that moment, not everyone understood the importance of peace machine. In 21, we wrote in our bid book, the European Union was founded as a peacekeeper after the ruins of the Second World War. Within an increasingly polarized Europe, the potential for violence and conflict is rising. Hate speech has historically been the match which lit the tinderbox of war. The peace machine concept searches for new ways to resolve conflicts and promote dialogue, improving Europe's cultural climate and redefining common interest and common humanity. To avoid repeating the history, we must be able to recognize the seeds of conflicts in hate speech, discrimination, and othering. With Peace Machine, we also want to honor Martti Ahtisaari, who got the Nobel Prize in 2008. President Ahtisaari studied in Oulu Lyceum and at Oulu University. Our goal is to give every child the skills to resolve conflicts. Next, please. The roots of our Peace Machine program are in Timo Honkela's life work. Timo Honkela was an artificial intelligence researcher who studied at the Oulu University. Honkela died all too young in May 2020, but his life work lives on. His dream was to create a machine using artificial intelligence to facilitate conflict resolution and promote world peace. The Peace Machine vision is to use artificial intelligence technologies to release human potential and support emotional, ethical, and cultural development. Peace Machine is a project to use artificial intelligence to create a more peaceful world. Honkela studied so-called human-friendly information technologies at Oulu University, and feelings and emotions were part of the studies. Honkela wrote in his preface of his book, human language is based on categorical thinking. This means that we tend to see each other's categorically, that is to classify each other. Unfortunately, we don't think of each other as one big family, but the other as different groups. There is an us, and a them. A strong affinity for one's own group, such as a nation, can be a valuable thing, but in practice it can also lead to violence or at least to an increased risk of violence. According to Honkela, peace, a simple goal, needs deep social and philosophical understanding and tools which are already visible but which still needs lots of work. He wished that there will be several people in the future who will develop Peace Machine further and people who will get satisfaction of the help which they get from Peace Machine. Peace Machine is divided in 3 sections: the language and communication, the feelings, and the activities of communities. It is essential to promote mutual understanding and empathy, solve conflicts with negotiations, and increase justice. Conflicts are usually rooted in the unfair distribution of resources. Next, please. But what will Oulu 2026 do? The main piece of Peace Machine will be done by artistic collective called Echo. They will use as base material Honkela's concept of Peace Machine. It will be based on modular architecture and it will be usable simultaneously and virtually in different places. The Peace Machine will combine art and technology, which can be experienced as an immersive aesthetic experience. The design work of the Peace Machine artwork is now going on. In 2026, the Peace Machine will be on display in Oulu City Hall. In 2027, the Peace Machine journey will continue to the next European capitals of culture. The Finnish Echo Collective is a group of artists, designers, and technology professionals who specialize in immersive experiences. Echo will lead the design consisting of the overall artistic concept and principles of interaction and facilitation enabled by artificial intelligence, machine learning, and machine vision. Next, please. The participative part of Peace Machine is really important for us because we see that everybody must be involved in making the future Peace Machine. So a user-friendly application will offer everyone a way to become a maker of Peace Machine. The application will be connected by artificial intelligence to the Peace Machine made by Echo Collective. The application can be used as a tool in workshops in schools too. Next, please. A year ago, when Russia had attacked Ukraine, we were thinking that what should we do to help the thing? You know that Finland has over 1,300 kilometers borderline with Russia. Although the front line of the war is far away from Finland, the war evoked feelings of fear and insecurity in Finland. That's why we wanted to offer children opportunities to reflect their feelings by researching the essence of war and peace. On adults level, the war changed Finland's security policy. Now Finland is member of NATO. We collaborated with schools and we got over 200 versions of Peace Machine with different kinds of superpowers, drawings, poems, installations. Next, please. And this year we made an exhibition of these prototypes made of children. We had an exhibition called Peace Machine Seen by the Eyes of the Children. It was open in February 2023 in our cultural center Valve in the city center of Oulu. And all the works were shown also on our website, and I think that they are still seen there if you want to see more of them. So all the classes which took part in Peace Machine project were invited to the opening of the exhibition, and in the picture you can see 20-years old Lilli Luttinen and Ilona Heikkinen who opened the exhibition. They had written their speeches themselves, and their school class had prepared program for the opening together with their teacher, Maria Viitasaari. And I will show you some examples of the prototypes made by the pupils. I think the most important thing is that in most of the prototypes, the children see themselves as the key persons of peace. We can all be peacemakers and peacekeepers. We ourselves must take the responsibility of the future. I think the children understand spontaneously Honkela's main ideas, the need of justice, empathy, and mutual understanding. Next, please. Here you can see the Heart of Peace work made by Eeli, Oona, and Noah. And they have written in the work that from the heart of peace you can hear calm and happy sounds. It helps to resolve disputes by talking. It has a superpower. It throws hearts which make everyone to calm down. Next, please. And here you can see the peace tree made by Elli, Emma, and Iina. And there are different kind of things which the peace tree is making. And there are some advice for all of us what we should do. Don't make war, don't give up, don't bully, be creative, be kind, listen to opinions of others, be wonderful. If you need shelter during a long war, you can grow a forest of peace trees. This forest has a superpower. It cannot be felled down. Next piece, please. The Peace Machine program is an umbrella which collects many kinds of peace-orientated activities under it. We already have had some hot sauna debates which invite locals and international guests to discuss current conflict and seek solutions. First sauna debates were organized in autumn 21, and we will continue them until 26. Maybe this will become a legacy of Oulu 2026 and can be spread around the world in all the saunas which exist everywhere. We will also arrange a Shadows of War exhibition because the history around us still tells the story of the Second World War also in our city. The history will teach us the mechanism of war, how the last war was born, and how deep scars it has in our minds of people and in the nature too. War is always an environmental catastrophe. The scars of the last war can still be seen in the fragile northern nature, especially in our Lapland. We hope our peace machine will create an international movement of peace. We will collaborate with Helsinki University and Oulu University, Latvian Conventional Festival Lamppa, Time and Dialogue Foundation in Finland, Peace Machine Association in Finland, and Peace Union of Finland. We think that culture and collaboration can build bridges between people and nations. We are happy if we get new partners and if we will find new ways to grow the peace machine stronger, more international and impactful. And Now I thank you for your attention.
ピーヤさん、ありがとうございました。引き続きまして、3名による事例紹介に移ります。ここからのファシリテーションは、県立広島大学経営管理研究科、吉川成美が行います。
はい、ピーヤさん、非常に刺激的な発表ありがとうございます。ピースマシーンという概念ですね、ティモ・ホンケラ教授の、概念というのは今、ヨーロッパで非常に広がってきているというふうに聞いています。で、その先端の技術を子どもたちの視点から組み立てていくっていう、そういうフィンランドらしい試みというものが今、最先端の状況として、共有されました。ここからはですね、第2部といたしまして、コスタリカ、フィンランド、広島より、地域の平和のマネジメントに向けた実践についてのお話を伺っていきたいと思っております。そして、そのセカンドセッションの後半では、またピーヤさんにも戻っていただきまして、クロストークを行いまして、最後には皆さんより、地域の人々から考える G7 サミットへの提言という形でコメントをいただきたいというふうに考えております。それでは始めましょう。まずですね、ご紹介したいと思います。今日は時差を乗り越えて、コスタリカとつながっておりますが、コスタリカ、サンホセの水野真也さん。
Hi, good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning. はい、よろしくお願いいたします。
Thank you very much, Professor Yoshikawa, and thank you very much, everyone, attending this event today. I'm very honored and pleased to be participating in this on behalf of the University for Peace. Now I'm going to share my screen to start my presentation. So today I would like to speak about the topic of the community-centered peace building. So I titled Together We Stand Community-Centered Peace Building, especially focusing on UP's alumni initiatives in Asia. Nice to meet you all. I am Maya Mizuno. I'm a program coordinator of University for Peace. I'm originally from Nagasaki, but I've been working here at the University for Peace based in Costa Rica more than 6 years already. I'm very excited to share with you all what the university is doing and also what we wish for the future. The time is very limited today. I have only 10 minutes for my presentation. So my agenda is very brief, but I'm going through the concept of peace building. And after that, I would like to introduce a little bit about University for Peace, as well as the Asian Peace Builder Scholarship Program and its alumni initiative projects. And lastly, I'm going to convey a message for peace. So what is peace? What is peace for us? What is peace for you? And how do we build peace? Well, based on the very famous Galton theory, it says that peace is not really just a single definition, but could be explained in a two paradigm. One is the negative peace and another is the positive peace. So the negative peace is simply the absence of violence, conflict, and also the war, so-called. And I believe it is really commonly shared, this idea, especially in Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And I'm not saying that this negative peace is not important. Of course, we always have to understand why the wars happen, how we can eliminate it. But this is not only one single piece. So we need to look at the positive piece, which consists of a structural violence and also the human rights that we need to protect. So basically, we need to look for the solution to make people feeling safe and equal and free. So we cannot really have a single definition piece. And now here you can look that there are very diverse visions of peace. Then how we are going to achieve this diverse peace, right? We cannot really solve, and we really cannot build the peace only through the policies, only through the law, but we always need a dialogue and cooperation among the people. This is a very important and key, the idea that University for Peace is also holding. So where is University for Peace? University for Peace is based in Costa Rica. Costa Rica is one of the Central American country. Then with the initiative of the former president of Costa Rica, Mr. Rodrigo Carazo, the General Assembly of the United Nations adopted the resolution to create the University for Peace in 1980. Since then, UPeace has been training leaders for peace. And UPeace is committed to promoting peaceful coexistence through education with the purpose of serving humanity. As I mentioned earlier, ending war is not an ultimate goal. Uniting our people through education is key to achieve sustainable peace. We have multicultural, diverse, and inclusive programs. We are the graduate schools, and we offer 6 academic programs focusing on the topic of peace building and also international law and human rights and environment and development. We also have partnership projects with more than 30 international institutions worldwide. And every year we receive 47 students from 46 countries. And now we have 3,800 alumni. It's not like, all long-standing university. It's not a big university that people in Japan or other country can imagine, but we are pretty close to each other. We share the ideas, we share the voices, and then when you can look at this photo, we have a different cultures, and also we exchange a lot of ideas all the time. And now I move on to the program called Asian Peace Builder Scholarship Program. This is supported by the Nippon Foundation, and University for Peace collaborates with the Ateneo de Manila University in the Philippines, and to train the young professionals from Asian region, including 9 countries indicated on this slide. So our objectives is to educate Asian professionals, contribute to the equitable representation of Asian practitioners, because in for example, the United Nations agencies and also other quite well-known international organizations, we usually see the people from United States or Europe and other, West side countries, and we really need more representation from Asian countries, because the conflicts are going on not only in, the global north, but of course in the global south. That's why we need to train Asian people. And also our goal is to strengthen the practical skills that contribute to solving social challenges. Academic knowledge is of course important, but we really have to empower the people to utilize their skills and then bringing them back to the community. And now we have more than 400 alumni from this Asian Peace Builder Scholarship Program, and we're trying to create the human hub for innovation. Over 400 of the talents working all over the world, not only the Asian regions, but the different parts of the world. And then why not? We collect their talents and also the skills to continue building the peace in every communities. So the collecting actions is quite important to make a difference. And as you can see the stats, of course, so many people are working in a very wide scale, such as the United Nations and government and international organization. However, many of them are still continue working in the field and then talking and interacting with the people on the ground. University for Peace also offer a variety of activities and projects for alumni, not for alumni only, but with alumni, such as the publication, professional capacity building, peace education, training module development, and also community-based PLCB project. The last activity that I mentioned, community-based peace building, is quite essential for us to achieve the sustainable peace. So now I would like to share one good practice of the alumni project. But before moving to that, I would like to say that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. This is a very famous quote by the poet Maya Angelou. This quote is shared by one of our alumni. So in order to build something that you want, you really cannot only just explaining the words, or you just like working for some certain objectives, but just need to focus how you can make them feel to motivate themselves to bring the transformation and to make differences in our life, and also the betterment of the society as a whole. So this is our top philosophy when it comes to the alumni activity. And a few years ago, one of our alumni groups in Myanmar implemented the project to support the internally displaced persons, so-called IDPs in Kachin state, who were pushed out of their homes due to the conflicts and violence and stay in the camps. So the alumni conducted events and humanitarian activities together with the volunteer members to promote the public awareness of how crucial it is for Myanmar to have peace and promote the positive change. And then besides, also to give a message, the non-Kachin ethnic groups, that they are also sharing their love and support and wishes for the best future. So we are all together. It's not like divided people, but we all always get the hand together to look for peace. And also through the process from planning to the implementation, alumni always collaborated with each other and also empower youth volunteers to realize how IDPs are suffering and conflict-affected areas and change their attitudes to contribute for a better life. So this code says that youth volunteer members thought at the beginning that things were not difficult at the camps, but when they actually goes into the community, they saw that they were really wrong. So this is highlighting the community-centered approach. And then the key points of this approach is that dive into the community to see the reality with your own eyes, and then spend the time with the people and listen to their stories, and share the stories with others to nurture compassion among us. And finally, we walk together as a community to find a path to build peace for them, not imposed by outsiders. These key principles are always important if you want to create the peace by yourself, not just listening to the order by someone from the top. So lastly, I would like to conclude my presentation with the quote. This is the slogan of the University for Peace. Said, if you want peace, work for peace. You want something, you cannot just sit there and think and just saying blah, blah. But of course, we need to get out from your comfort zone and work with the people. And you really need to take in actions continuously. It seemed difficult at times, but we need to believe that it come out in a positive way one day. Thank you very much. I hope that it was fine. Thank you.
ありがとうございました。本当に世界で平和学を牽引しているコスタリカの国連平和大学からの最新の発表だったんですけれども、今のマヤさんの発表の中には、非常に有名なヨハン・ガルトゥングさんの理論ですね、ネガティブピースの部分とポジティブピースのところ発表いただいたわけですけれども、もうさらにそのポジティブピースの歩みをやはり深めて、平和学というものを掘り下げていっておられるというところを感じました。学生のですね、まさにキャパシティビルディングを卒業してからも応援していくっていう、そういう試みというのは本当に MBA 教育とやはり通じるところがあるというふうに思っておりまして、またそのあたりの話は後半で深めていきたいというふうに思っております。ありがとうございました。では、本当に皆さんとリレートークがどんどん続くんですけれども、次にはですね、またフィンランドよりお話をお願いしたいと思っております。ヘルシンキデザインミュージアムの教育学園員であるハンナ・カッパネンさん。ハンナさん、こんにちは。3月はお邪魔いたしました。ハンナさんの素晴らしい地域の活動、ぜひご紹介ください。よろしくお願いいたします。
Thank you so much for introduction. I'm now sharing my presentation. Just a minute. Opening the presentation. Hello, so greetings from Finland. I'm Hanna Kapanen, educational curator from Design Museum Helsinki. And the topic of the talk today is design education for the future, supporting design learning in Finland. And I'm now concentrating on supporting agency of people and doing things together, aided by design. Design Museum Helsinki is National Specialist Museum of Design in Finland. We are located in Helsinki city center, still having the national role. We are operating in old school building designed by architect Carl Gustav Nyström. And our museum collection, it was founded already 150 years ago. So we are celebrating our 150th anniversary this year. I come from our educational team, and I'm very happy that the starting point of the collection was to work as a study collection for crafts students of that time. And still, we are very much working with educational side and possibilities of design. To give you some kind of background, I'm showing you this. The Museum Act defines the operation of museums in Finland. Our museum, Design Museum, have a special role to play in implementing this law from the point of view of design and related cultural heritage. The objective states that our role is to promote education, well-being, equality, and democracy. The purpose of the museum activities is to work, for example, to work and interact with the public and promote education and teaching. We have also other guiding documents to guide our work we are following. For example, this Finland's architectural policy program stating that architecture and design education at different levels of education deepens the broad understanding of built and designed world. It strengthens the value of the built environment for children, young people, and adults alike, and develops their interest and capacity to participate in the development of the environment. And now I'm going to concentrate showing you a few cases, examples of the work by our educational department. First of them is A&Do Lab touring exhibition. We have nationally wide touring A&Do Lab exhibition touring Finland between 2021 until the end of this year, 2023. This activity is made possible by the Finnish Cultural Foundation's Museum Grant. The activities are organized by the Design Museum Helsinki jointly together with Museum of Finnish Architecture. The core purpose of the activity is to show how our built environment, its architecture and design belong to everyone. We are there to support thinking about more sustainable future. We are opening up possibilities for learning together. When touring around Finland with this exhibition, we are collaborating with local partners. We are identifying needs and identifying the stakeholders we need to invite to collaborate with us. So we cooperate with local cultural actors, educational programs, and local museums. And our aim is, of course, to aim at permanent change and social impact. And this is how the activity looks like. Our exhibition is built into containers. Here the containers are visiting in northern parts of Finland in Rovaniemi. And at the moment we are visiting Oulu. This is what the container is all about. The traveling exhibition tells a story about good neighborhood. It's shared neighborhood through 6 examples from museum collections. We are talking about how architecture and design have huge impact on every aspect of our everyday lives. The other container shows what it is to be a professional architect and designer. And we collect examples from local architecture and design together with local cultural actors and people, the public. We are asking in what kind of world we would love to live in. What kind of world do you dream of? In your opinion, what will be different in the future? The project itself, it seeks to increase understanding of architecture and design and the built environment. We invite everyone to reflect with us on what kind of architecture and design supports good everyday life and sustainable development. And by doing so, we seek to support citizens to identify their own opportunities for participation and influence. Another case example today is Design Academy, which is our local activity, a school program for primary, secondary, and upper secondary schools in Helsinki. In the program, children and young people have an opportunity to learn about issues related to design and built environment together with designers and museum professionals. These programs are designed together in collaboration with experts in pedagogy, museums, and design. And we hold annually this program in 3 different grade schools, and the programs are designed according to the wishes and interests of the schools. These activities are made possible by the city of Helsinki, and participation for schools is free. And the activities are organized by our museum and our National Professional Association of Finnish Designers, Ornamo. And what it is all about, we offer as tools for learning, design process and design methods to be used as tools for learning. For example, here we've collaborated with the school, and first graders are identifying their own possibilities to influence in their environment in a positive way. These first graders took an action to save the Baltic Sea. They became sea heroes, used design methods and tools, looking for information about the sea, and then taking action to save the sea. They designed and made ornaments, which were then sold in our museum shop, and all the income was then given to a charity supporting the Baltic Sea. So even the youngest ones can be such a big heroes, and they can take part in making our world better. So design education in this project is seen as a way for creating creative problem solving. Design education in schools is crossing subject boundaries. It gives learners tools to meet the challenges of the future, stimulating reflections and critical thinking, and sharing the ideas with each other. Design education utilizes the typical stages of design process. In our case, identifying the problem, growing empathy, ideation, sketching, prototyping, testing, development of ideas, and sharing the results. Design education brings design thinking to schools to support teaching and learning. Design supports creative problem solving and inspires learners to explore and to reshape the world around them. We've collected and made, in collaboration with Opinkirjo, learning materials and teacher guides based on these activities. And this is how we share the tools around Finland to support design learning and rebuilding the world around Finland. To sum it all up, design, education, and museums. Design education, in my opinion, can open up architecture and design as means to impact the world and conditions of human life. Design education opens possibilities for dialogue and critical thinking, while also targeting the needs for redesigning the world. Architecture and design museums are museums of design education for the future, educating children and young people in taking creative agency and caring for other people and the planet. And this is from the Finnish Innovation Fund, Sitra, how they open up idea about futures thinking. There are many possible futures. We can influence them. We have a responsibility to think long term. I will end in here, and I see design education and learning about built environment as a way of maintaining peaceful living. Thank you.
花さん、ありがとうございます。皆さん、大体この発表でですね、フィンランドというのが、子どもの頃からアントレプレナー教育に力を入れているということ、非常に実感こもって伝わったかと思うんですけれども、実際は子どもとか大人とかそういう区別がなくて、非常にシームレスな国だというふうなところをお伝えしたいと思っています。この辺の話もですね、後半につなげたいと思ってるんですけど、デザインする権利っていうのは本当に民主主義の根幹で、幸せのベースになるものなんだなっていうところ、公共の力でここまで引っ張るっていうのは素晴らしいフィンランドの事例でした。では続きましてですね、日本の、ここ広島からの事例発表になります。毎日新聞広島市元支局長の宇城昇さん。宇城さん、こんにちは。お声出せますか？お声が出せますでしょうか？ミュートをオフにしていただいて。
失礼しました。はい、皆様こんにちは。毎日新聞記者の宇城昇です。本日はありがとうございます。私は報道機関の一員としての取り組みを紹介します。毎日新聞は全国紙ですが、記者は東京や大阪といった大都市を中心に地方都市にもいますが、私は出身地の広島で3回勤務し、4月の末まで広島支局長をしていました。広島への愛着が私の取り組みの源泉です。2月に亡くなった父が原爆の被爆者だったことも広島からの報道にこだわっている理由です。 はい、さて冒頭の写真は現在の広島市中心部です。緑豊かな平和記念公園、街並みを縫って流れる太い川、緑と水に彩られた人口約120万人の町です。続いて左の写真、これは1945年8月9日に撮影された広島市中心部です。先ほどの写真とほぼ同じ場所です。この3日前にアメリカ軍が投下した原子爆弾で35万人が暮らしていた広島は壊滅しました。この右がアメリカ軍が作成した被害地図です。市街地のほぼ全域が赤く塗られた被害地域になっています。左の写真は広島に新型爆弾の情報を受けて、当時の毎日新聞本社が広島に取材班を派遣し、市街地を撮影して回って撮った写真の中の1枚です。写真の右の奥には、世界遺産である原爆ドームがかすかに写っています。この建物を最も初期に撮った写真と言われています。私は2017年から同僚とチームを組み、大阪にある毎日新聞社の資料室にある広島原爆関連の写真資料を整理し、データベース化する作業に当たりました。大きく5種類に分け、1つが原爆投下3日後に撮影された写真、次に原爆投下1ヶ月後の1945年9月にアメリカ軍の調査団に同行した記者が撮影した写真、さらに半年後の1946年2月、そして1年後の1946年7月、さらに遡って原爆投下前の街並みを記録した1930年から1940年頃の写真です。なお、写っている建物や場所の特定は広島平和記念資料館の全面協力を得ました。ざっと紹介しましょう。原爆投下3日後です。見渡す限りの瓦礫で、倒壊した建物やねじ曲がった鉄骨が凄まじい破壊力を伝えます。これが1ヶ月後になると、この広島市中心部はまだ市の町ですが、左の写真、広島駅前を撮った左の写真には、戦場から帰国してきた兵士がたむろし、右の写真、これは75年は草木も生えないと言われた町に新芽が伸びています。この葉っぱはかぼちゃのようです。1年が経つと、原爆ドームの周りにも建物が増えているのが左の写真からわかります。右の写真は広島駅前で路面電車やバスを待つ人々で、市民が暮らしを取り戻し始めたのがよくわかります。原子爆弾による破壊から復興への歩みを理解するには、失われたものの大きさを知らなければなりません。これは原爆投下前の広島を航空撮影した一枚です。家屋がびっしりと立ち並び、真ん中の下あたりに目立つ近代的な建物が広島県産業奨励館、現在の原爆ドームです。商店街には華やかな服装の人々が行き交っていました。立派な百貨店もありました。右は原爆に対して現在も同じ場所に立っている福百貨店です。こうして検証した写真を使った特集を作りました。原爆で失われた広島、破壊された広島、復興した現在の広島とを組み合わせ、大勢の人々の営みと町の歴史を一瞬で断絶した核兵器の非人道性を浮き彫りにするためです。さらに当時の報道の検証もしました。日本政府は原爆の甚大な被害を戦争終結まで隠蔽していました。報道も検閲でねじ曲げられました。これは1945年8月11日の毎日新聞です。原爆被害を初めて報じた紙面では、復旧作業にあたる写真のみが掲載され、新型爆弾跳ね返した広島市とあります。国民に被害を伝えず、なお戦意を煽る、まさにプロパガンダです。次は終戦後の1945年9月11日の毎日新聞です。アメリカ軍調査団のトップが 核兵器使用の残虐さを認めるコメントをしたという記事を掲載しています。原爆の投下71年後、広島を訪れた当時のオバマアメリカ大統領はスピーチをし、そこで謝罪の言葉はありませんでした。しかし、当時の軍の責任者は、広島の惨状を目の当たりにして、自然な感情が出たのでしょうか。ただし、この直後から、連合国軍総司令部、いわゆる GHQ は報道検閲を強め、占領軍の批判につながる原爆被害は報道されなくなります。これは日本の敗戦から占領当局による検閲が強まる間隙をついた記事と言えるでしょう。広島は美しく復興したとはいえ、市内にはまだ原爆の爪痕が残っています。最後に紹介する写真の左に見える赤いレンガの建物。これは日本陸軍の被服支廠と呼ばれた建物です。軍服や靴などを製造し保管している倉庫でした。原爆の爆心地から約 2.7km の場所にあり、今も鉄の扉が原爆の爆風で歪んだままです。原子爆弾の投下から78年が経過しようとしていますが、被爆者がいなくなりつつあり、被爆建物と呼ばれるこうした建造物も老朽化し、保存が大変難しくなっています。今回の G7 広島サミットに集う7カ国、かつて連合国と枢軸国に分かれて戦いをエスカレートさせ、そして歯止めの効かなくなった争いの最後の局面が広島と長崎の破壊でした。サミットに集う首脳は、戦火の今やまない世界で3回目の核兵器使用が絶対に起こらないよう、力強いメッセージをこの広島から発してほしいと思います。記憶し続ける。これを本日のキーワードにして私の話を終わります。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。宇城さん、ちょっとこの写真をそのまま、今閉じられましたけども、今写真の左側に写ってたのが被服廠という建物でしたね。ですよね。こちらですね。屋根の見えますでしょうかね。レンガでよろしいですか？
レンガです。
はい、レンガですよね。で、県立広島大学もこの通りの向こうに見えております。海の手前ですね。ありがとうございます。マーキングしてくれて。そこに県立広島大学もありまして、当時女子大っていうんですかね、高専ですかね。高校の専門学校ということですよね。はい、
ここが G7 サミットの会場です。
そうですね。そこが会場になるところですね。で、まさに今、広島の街並みというのは美しく復興しているんですけれども、こうした戦争の爪痕というか、被服廠をこの後どう残していくのかとか、本当に老朽化しておりますし、そういうものをどういう場所にしていくのかっていうのは、本当に考えなきゃいけない場所なんですけれども、今、宇城さんが紹介してくださった、本当に一部の写真の数々ですが、それらはですね、本当にどこの場所のものか、誰が撮ったものか、これはどこの方角から見てるのかっていうのを一つ一つ検証することはとても大変なことだと思うんです。で、私、最後のね、写真、かぼちゃの写真ですかね。あれは非常に感銘を受けました。75年は草木も生えないと言われていたのにもかかわらず、芽がですね、ちゃんとこう育って、根っこがやっぱり残ってるわけですね。で、本当に人間のための平和構築っていうようなことってすごく世界で言われてますけれども、こういった写真を一つ一つ辿ってみると、植物もですね、やっぱり同様にダメージを受けています。生物の多様性の立場から見た、生き物の目から見た平和っていうこと、こういうものもこういう写真が伝えてくれるのじゃないかなと思ってます。今まさにですね、戦火でこういう植物が下から湧き出てるような状況を見たら、非常にみんな目を留めると思うんですよね。この緑の色が、埃をかぶってるかもしれませんが、緑の色がどれだけ人の目をね、ハッとさせるかと、そういうようなことを思いますと、本当にこの原爆投下っていうのは全部全ての命を奪っていったっていうところですよね。こういう写真が伝えるもの、非常に大きかったと思います。宇城さんの活動、ご紹介ありがとうございました。それではですね、この後、時間がだいぶ展開してまいりましたけれども、 人々が考えるそれぞれの平和に対して、今3人の実践をされている方からお話を伺ったわけです。それぞれの役割から、それぞれの立場から、そして国や文化を超えて、立場が違いがありますけれども、今まさに人々がどういうふうにいかに幸せに生きるべきかという、その積極的なポジティブな平和の方を考えたときにですね、今日は主に人材育成の話も多く出ました。で、ここからはですね、ピーヤさんにも戻っていただきまして、最終的に皆さんで声を出したいと思っておりますが、ジャーナリストとして非常にここはですね、宇城さんのお力もお借りしたいと思っております。宇城さん、お声出していただけますか。はい。事前に宇城さんからは鋭い質問を皆さんにたくさんいただいておりましたけれども、少し限定いたしまして、ここで宇城さんからの質問を紹介していただきたいと思います。まずはピアさんへの質問ですね。お願いいたします。
私が喋ったらいいですか。
はい、どうぞ。ここからですね、主に10分ぐらいの時間で全員に対する質問をお願いしたいと思います。
短いですね。
はい、質疑と応答含めましてですね。はい。
はい。とても印象的な言葉がありました。私たち全員が平和の構築者であり、維持者であり、将来への責任を持つ必要があると。一方でそれは何かを間違えると、私たちは平和の破壊者になってしまう。そういう自覚を持たなければならないということだと思います。一つの都市を消滅させ、子どもたちを含む何十万の一般市民を殺害する核兵器の使用。これは他者との相互理解、多様性の尊重、こうしたことが全く欠如した行為です。広島では過去に悲劇を知る人が体験を語り継ぎ、私のようなジャーナリストがそれを報道してきました。それと並行して未来を担う世代の想像力を育む教育や文化プログラム、これがますます重要になっていると思います。私の質問は、例えばこのピースマシーン、これが第二次世界大戦前の時代にあったと仮定してですね、何が間違うと核兵器の使用にまで至ってしまうのかを考えさせて、それを止めるために何ができたのだろうか、そういったことをシミュレーションするような活用ができるのかなという、それを知りたいと思いました。
はい、ピアさんいかがでしょうか。
Well, this is really a difficult question.
はい、そうですね。
I think that the roots of the Second World War, they were maybe in what also Timo Honkela, the father of the peace machine, wrote, that if the resources are not equally distributed to people, so there is always a potential to violent conflicts. And I think that if I think about the situation, how it was, for example, in German Republic before the World War II, that was the thing that people were struggling with economical things, and then they found that there is one group which is guilty for their own situation, and there was those what Honkela was writing about, that there were us and there were them, and if you don't feel empathy to all the people, then you can consider the others as enemies. So I think that the level of feelings and emotions is really, really important when we are talking about war. It's not a rational thing that you can start a war. You have to have a feeling that you have an enemy who you have to fight against.
ありがとうございました。宇城さん、コメントありますか？大丈夫ですか？
いや、ありがとうございました。
はい。これはですね、引き続き私はハンナさんにお聞きしたいことだと思うんですけれども、ピースマシーンというものがもしですね、本当にかつて私たちの社会にあったとしたらというところ、本当にハンナさんのような活動が、かつての日本にもまた世界中にもあったらですね、子どもたちにどんなデザインを指導するのかなとも思ったりもしておりますが、宇城さんはハンナさんへのコメントもありましたね。 手短にお話しいただけますか？
はい、私ばっかり喋ってなんですけど、文化的な背景の異なる建築やデザインを知るということは、他者との相互理解や多様性の尊重につながることだと思っております。広島の原爆ドームについて、先日取材したばかりの被爆者の方が印象的なことを言われていました。古い日本家屋が立ち並ぶ一角に、103年前、チェコ人の建築家が設計した欧州風の近代的なレンガ張りの建物が完成しました。これが今の原爆ドームです。で、それは欧米の文化に親しむ窓口だったとその方は言われました。それがたった30年で憧れだったアメリカから原子爆弾を投下され、残骸になってしまった。そのことに戦争の愚かさをとても感じるとその方は言われました。大勢の人がですね、自分の知らない建築やデザインを知る機会、これを増やすということは、異なる文化、異なる人々、異なる考えの人々の立場の尊重につながり、戦争や紛争の目をつむことになる、広島の取材を通じて、私はそう実感しています。
はい、ハンナさん、そのチェコ人が作ったという原爆ドームの話でしたが、本来はそういう建物自体もピースマシーンになり得たかもしれませんよね。いかがでしょうか。
Yeah, I think you can learn so much through architecture and design, and our daily surroundings also learn from the history to understand better contemporary times and also to dream about the future. And I have to share with you that while our touring exhibition was visiting Rovaniemi, we presented their so-called reindeer antler plan or street plan from 1945 by architect Alvar Aalto. And it was a street plan made because Rovaniemi was almost totally destroyed in the Second World War. And this new town plan was drawn up by this master architect Alvar Aalto. And by studying these kind of changes within our environment, we have to kind of carry along with us the stories, the heritage, look at what have we kind of experienced and what kind of emotions and feelings are connected to our surroundings and environment, architecture and design, and then also being able to look forward in a way, building this future heritage kind of understanding about what is the direction we want to jointly go forward to.
ありがとうございます。それでは、お嬢さん、コスタリカのユーピースのマヤさんにコメント、質問でございますよね。どうぞ。
はい、続けて恐縮です。さまざまな、国からさまざまな価値観や文化的な多様性を持った若い世代の人たちが刺激し合って平和構築のために学び行動しているということにですね、非常に次世代の希望を見ました。ちょっと質問は1点だけです。他国との戦争や内戦、あるいは人権の抑圧や貧困など平和を脅かす出来事と無縁の国はないと思います。このプログラムに集まっている若者たちはですね、それぞれの出身の国や社会の歴史の教訓をどういうふうに共有して行動に生かしているのかなというちょっとぼんやりした質問ですけど、それを聞きたいなと思いました。
Thank you very much for your question and comment, Ujo-san. Well, I may ask you also why you're working right now for peace, why you're working for Hiroshima. This question goes to everyone, why we are here and why we are doing what we are doing. And I believe that when we are passionate about something, or when we are motivated to take action for manifesting changes, they're always coming from our memory and experience. So through the memory and experience, we share the emotions, feelings, and those emotion feelings always the drives for us to do something different, right? That's why the education is crucial, the dialogue is crucial, and the interaction among us is very crucial, because if those elements are pretty based on the negative aspect and people may go for the violence, may go for the conflict. But if we can plant the positive mind and positive attitude one another, and then result and consequence always different. So in order to respond to your question, why our alumni are still connected to the community and trying to work with them, because they share both the pain and share the hope. So coming from that memory and experience that they always, exchange together, becomes the reason for them to continue building the peace. That's why I want to stress again that people connection, human-centered approach, and community development is always important before thinking about the system and the policy that, usually the society always discuss. So I hope that my answer, my comments respond to your question. Thank you.
はい、ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。まさに今私たちの目的っていうのを示していただきました。フィンランドにはですね、シスっていう考え方があるそうなんですけれども、ピアさん、私たちはシスという概念にはまだそんなに知識はなくて浅いわけですけれども、今のこととつながって何かシスということをご説明いただけますか？シスというのは何かフィンランドの、幸せの国と言われてますけれども、実際のフィンランド人の気質の部分ですね。非常に重要なところだと思うんですけれども。シスということについてお話しいただけますか？どういう精神性なんでしょう
？You mean the concept of sisu?
シス、はい。
Sisu, yes. Sisu is something that you never give up. Whatever will happen, you will push on and continue so that you can achieve the goal which you want to achieve. So it's more than wisdom or being powerful. Even a weak person can have this kind of a sisu, so that it's kind of an attitude towards everything which you are doing. If you will not succeed at the first moment, then you try again and again and again until you can make whatever you want to do. And I think that that is something which has been important for people living in Finland with quite a high hard climate and so on. I can imagine how it has been, for example, during the time when my grandparents were living in a very different world, in a really, really poor country with not so many opportunities. But that was that sisu, which was also combining the people, so that people were making things together. We also have a concept of talko. It's something like people are making hard work for someone just to help each other, not to getting any payment or salary for that helping word. And I think that sisu and talko have been the superpowers of Finnish people, so that we are now in the living in the most happy country in the world.
はい、幸せっていうのはそういうもので成り立っているということ、非常に心に響きます。ありがとうございます。日本人の心にもすごく近いところがあると言われていることの、でよく言われることかと思うんですけれども、これは別に日本とフィンランドに限ったことではないというふうに思っています。人々がやはり何か危機が起こったときに何を優先に考えるのか。 戦争の時代が終わって、戦争の世紀と言われているものが終わって、これから私たちがどういうものを作ったり、どういう人と人との社会の仕組み、システム、デザインを考えていくのか、でそこからどのような事業を生み出していき、次世代に伝えていくのかというところ、こういうようなところの、人々の原点というところ、こういう原点を見失わないで、私たち平和構築の活動っていうのを続けながら、できればこれをですね、アントレプレナーシップ教育の中にどんどん入れていけたらなというふうに思っています。大人も子どももみんな、一緒で、それからさっき紹介していただいたティム・ホンケラさんは、脳梗塞になったことがきっかけで言語が喋れなくなり、喋りづらくなって、AI の開発もそのようなコンパッションのある開発に向かっていったというふうに聞いております。私たちのやっぱり善良な心っていうものがどうやって、ある意味戦争と反対のこの平和の力を世界に広めていけるか。で、それによって平和の力によって人々がよりよく生きるということをみんながすれば、戦いというものも力が弱まっていくんではないかというふうに考えたいと思っているわけですが、すいません、そろそろもう時間が押しております。最後にですね、皆さんから、本当に今人々と一緒にですね、平和の活動を続けていらっしゃる皆さんから、今広島の、政策ですねに対して地域の人々からの声というものを代表して、提言またはラストメッセージのような形でも結構です。一言ずついただければというふうに思っております。それではまず、水野さんいかがでしょうか。
Thank you very much. I can say that peace comes within as a person individual, but also peace comes within as the community. So we have to put our faith that each of us has power, and then these individual powers, when the individual powers can get together, this becomes more powerful. So we always have to work together, listen to each other, and then sharing the voice each other to build the peace. So that could be my statement.
ありがとうございました。それでは続いて、ハンナさんお願いいたします。
Thank you. I want to point out that we have to think of people of all ages. Really core issue is educating children and young people in taking creative agency and caring for other people and the planet.
ありがとうございます。それでは宇城さんお願いします。
はい、私は自分の、プレゼント最後でも言いましたが、記録し記憶し続けること、これが大事に思っております。1981年2月にローマ法王のヨハネ・パウロ2世が広島を訪れましたが、スピーチで過去を振り返ることは未来に対する責任を担うことと述べられました。全く同感です。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。それではピーアさんお願いいたします。ピーアさんお願いいたします。
Yes, I think that the main idea of making peace is to make it together so that everybody is involved in peace building and everybody can feel themselves as peace builders. We need a sharing and trustful cultural climate so that everybody can feel safe and take part in this peace building.
ありがとうございます。皆さん本当に短い時間でしたけれども、今回はとても私たちにとってはチャレンジなことで、 フィンランド、コスタリカと私たちの大事なパートナーをつないで、ここ広島から、平和を地域の人々の、これからのマネジメントから考えていくところを挑戦させていただきました。本当に短い時間でしたけれども、貴重な言葉の数々、本当に宝物のように響いております。最後に私の方からですね、HBMS の方からのまとめの言葉でお送りしたいと思います。実はこの時間はですね、私の授業の、持続可能な地域資源マネジメントの授業の、時間枠を使って公開という形でさせていただきました。今日は2階に教室に皆さんが集まっています。で、今日に向けて G7 サミット人々の平和構築というところで皆から提言を集めていました。これをつなげましたので読ませていただき、終了としたいと思います。成長や競争が当たり前の社会では、大切なものが何か見失ってしまうことがある。地球にとって、人にとって、自分にとって何が大切なのか。立ち止まって考える勇気を持つことが必要なのではないでしょうか。上がり続けるだけではなく、私たちの周りの声にならない声に耳を傾け、時には降りていくことの価値を見つけよう。そこには pay forward。誰かから受けた恩を他の誰かに送ることができる優しい利他の関係が待っている。思いやりの心を未来に。ありがとうございました。これでセカンドセッション終わらせていただきたいと思います。ご登壇の皆様ありがとうございます。
はい、スピーカーの皆様、吉川先生、ありがとうございました。それでは閉会に向け、長崎県立大学浅田和信学長より総括のコメントをいただきます。
Can you hear me? Okay. Thank you for joining me on this memorial forum for the G7 Hiroshima Summit under the theme of peace. The most important thing is to connect people's hearts across oceans and borders. Nagasaki is a land of diversity and peace. The G7 Health Ministers meeting has started today in Nagasaki. However, 78 years ago, death fell from the sky and caused indescribable damage and agony to Nagasaki. The memory of August 9, 1945 must never fade. We have a shared responsibility to curb such suffering again. Nagasaki has historically served as a window of international engagement and commerce in Japan. It is blessed with diversified rich culture, beautiful islands, oceans, landscapes, and good foods. Many people visit and pray for peace at the Peace Memorial Park in Nagasaki City. When I was a junior high school principal in Tokyo, I used to visit there for peace education, accompanying students every year. I believe that education and research in the universities must bring happiness to people. The University of Nagasaki dedicates education and research to peace also. To develop highly creative human resources endowed with a spirit of respect for others and a yearning for peace. This is one of our school philosophies. In our diploma policy, we aim to cultivate the ability of students to contribute to the local and international community and create peace through global exchange by understanding the region in Nagasaki and learning about Nagasaki in the world. All students study subject in order to know the history of Nagasaki and consider peace. There are students who participate in international peace activities with their own will. Last year in August, a student in the master's course at our university attended the NPT review conference held in the US as a member of the Japanese delegation. As regards research, all faculty conduct advanced research to attain the ultimate aim, which is to make people and society happy. For example, studies on the theme of handing down A-bomb experience, studies to build a safe ICT environment, studies to prevent illness by food, etc. A variety of different kinds of research are undergoing. These undertaking of researchers contribute to building a peaceful world directly and indirectly. I think most people in the world hope that children and youth will live peaceful futures. Nevertheless, today's world shows us that it is not easy to achieve world peace. However, it is an ideal to be strived for. Education and research should contribute to building a peaceful world. It is not only for specific institutions, but all educational and research institutions. Our individual strengths may have very little power, but let's join hands and continue our efforts for the next generation to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Thank you for listening.
浅田学長、ありがとうございました。最後に、県立広島大学平和経営学研究センター、そして県立広島大学経営管理研究科を代表して、江戸勝江専攻長より閉会のお言葉をお願いします。
はい。経営管理研究科、の専攻長をやっております、江戸と言います。本日はですね、ピアさん、ハンナさん、ウジョウさん、そしてマヤさん、浅田先生、お忙しい中ですね、いらっしゃっていただきまして、貴重なお話いただきまして、まず、御礼申し上げます。どうもありがとうございました。私もですね、2016年になりますけれども、こちらが HBMS、広島ビジネス&マネジメントスクールが、設立された、そしてこちらの方に、広島の方に、初めて、赴任をしてまいりました。私の専門は実はマーケティングでございますが、その2016年に広島県知事、冒頭のご挨拶ですね、話があったと思いますけれども、やはり平和、経済人会議といったものがですね、ありました。で、その時のですね、ゲストスピーカー、基調講演といったものをやったのがですね、私の分野であります、マーケティングの先生で、マーケティングのですね、大家であります、フィリップ・コトラーと、先生がですね、いらっしゃいました。フィリップ・コトラ先生はですね、本当にソーシャルマーケティング、社会課題といったもの自体がマーケティング手法を使いながら解決することが可能なんではないかということで、ソーシャルマーケティングという考え方を作り、そしてそれを発展させる形で、その講演の中でもですね、ピースマーケティングといったものをですね、お話をされていたところであります。その時私もご質問させていただいて、本当にマーケティングでピースといったものを実現できるんだろうかというようなことを、聞きましたら、もちろんさと、なぜできねえんだというようなことをですね、言っていただいて、ぜひ広島で、頑張ってやりなさいというようなことを、励ましの言葉いただいた記憶があります。それからですね、本当に我々が考えているマーケティング、すなわち企業、と、あとは平和といったもの、あるいは地域から発信するような平和というようなことをですね、取り組みまして、今現在の、平和、経営学研究所と、いったような形のものをですね、作らせていただいたというところではあります。本日お話の中でやはり資源といったものの話、もちろん文化だとか、価値だとか宗教、といったものにおける争いといったもの自体も戦争あるいは平和といったものを阻害するような要因であることは間違いないんですが、いわゆる資源の公平的な分配といったものですね、希少性があるものといったものをどうやってやはり公平に分配をしていくかといったようなところも、経済的な側面として非常に重要なんだろうというふうには思います。で、そこからやっぱり争いが起こったりと。で、このもともとの経済学ってよく考えてみますと、やはりこの公平な分配と 効率的な分配といったもの自体をですよね、どう考えていくかっていうのが経済学のもともと生まれた考え方なんだろうなと。そうすると実は経済学っていうのは、ある意味では平和といったもの自体を、平和と豊かさも含めてですが、やはり包括しながら、いわゆる社会の人たちがどうやって豊かに、そして、かつピースフル、平和に、過ごしていけるかというようなことをですよね、目的としたものだというふうに思います。そんな中で、マクロ経済学ができて、マクロ経済学という考え方、そしてそれが国家間、あるいは国全体のですよね、豊かさ、あるいは、テーマといったものをですね、考えている一方で、もちろんミクロ経済学といったものの考え方といったものが当然存在をしていて、そのミクロ経済学といったものが本来だったらば企業だとか、個別の企業であったり、あるいは、個人であったり、国家に対して地域と、いったようなところがですよね、テーマだと考えることができるんじゃないかなというふうには思っています。そんな意味でですね、本日、皆様方が最終的にもお話しいただいてますけども、個人だとか、あるいは、もっとミクロないわゆる単位、でのいわゆる平和の活動といったもの自体、あるいはミクロのレベルでですね、考え方といったもの自体が、いわゆる平和に対する考え方、活動といったものにどのような形で影響を与えるか、与えることも可能なんだといったものをですね、もう少し我々としましても、やはりシステム的に、社会の中で考えていければなというふうに思っている次第ではございます。そのようなためにですね、やはり本日、ご登壇いただいた多くの方々、パートナー、とですね、ぜひ手を取り上げながら、今後もですね、こういった研究、あるいは平和、経営学、経済学、あるいは文化、社会といったようなところの仕組みといったものを捉えながらですね、いろんなメッセージといったものを発信できれば、今回のですね、平和に関するセッションといったものは成功だったんじゃないかなと、こんなふうに思っている次第であります。今後ともですね、我々いろんな活動をやってまいります。ぜひともですね、皆さんのご意見などもいただきながら進めていきたいと思いますので、今後ともどうぞよろしくお願いいたします。本日はどうも誠にありがとうございました。
以上をもちまして、記念フォーラムの方を終了させていただきます。長時間にわたり最後まで参加してくださった皆様、誠にありがとうございます。これをもちまして会話終了となりますが、このウェビナーが終了後にですね、アンケートの URL が表示されますので、感想、今回のセミナーに参加したご感想などをお書きくださいますよう、よろしくご協力お願い申し上げます。いただきましたコメントなどは、平和経営学研究センターで取りまとめた、文書の方で、アナウンスさせていただきますので、よろしくご協力をお願いいたします。本日は長い時間ありがとうございました。これをもちましてセミナーの終了とさせていただきます。